NHL regular season recap, night 177. Only 5 games tonight, but a couple of them were actually pretty big. The first one, the Carolina Hurricanes visiting the St. Louis Blues, an absolute must-win game for St. Louis as they're looking to stay alive in their Western Conference playoff race. Zach Bolduc opens the scoring 17:34 into the first to make it 1-0, but before the end of the frame, Jordan Martinook is able to tie it to make it a 1-1 game. Once again, though, in the second, the Blues come back out first. It's Jordan Kyrou's 30th of the year that makes it 2-1, just 5.5 in. A few minutes after that, though, once again, Carolina punches back at Seth Jarvis's 31st of the year to tie us at 2, and we head to the third tied. But in the third period, the Canes kind of take over, and unfortunately, the Blues season is not going to continue into the postseason. Jacob Slavin's 6th of the year, 7:53 in, and then Gensel scores twice on the empty net in the span of a minute 30 to make it a 5-2 final. Jordan Binnington did everything he could in this game, faced 40 shots, stops 37 of them for a .925. Freddie Anderson, though, just as good, 29 of 31 for a .935, and the 2 points for him. The Canes are now just 1 point back of the Rangers, so we'll see today what happens with the Rangers and Islanders game. That, of course, is a huge one, but for tonight, the Blues losing a tough one in St. Louis, 5-2 to Carolina. The Blackhawks hosting the Preds, and Philip Forsberg makes history in this one. A hat trick makes him the all-time, or single-season all-time leading goal scorer for a Nashville Predator, surpassing Matt Duchene. He scores in the first, in the second, and in the third. 2 of the 3 goals coming on the power play. The other goal in the first comes from Kiefer Sherwood, 2-0 after 1. Zucker makes it 4-0 after Forsberg's second goal to make it 4-0. Philip Kurashev does break the shutout bid for Kevin Lankinen. He only faced 26 shots. This is the only one that gets by him. And then again, Philip Forsberg just a minute 30 into the third with the hat trick. Arvid Soderblom, not horrible tonight, not great, 35 of 40 and .875. Definitely the busier of the 2 goalies, but just not enough support here from this Blackhawks team, kind of as expected against this Preds team that's still been rolling pretty well despite not being on any more crazy point streaks. Looking really, really good heading into the postseason. They continue that trend tonight, 5-2 over Chicago, 5-1 over Chicago. The Oilers hosting the Arizona Coyotes, and it felt like the Yotes had a statement to make tonight with all the news going around their team lately. Josh Stone scoring 5:20 into the first to make it 1-0. Henrique ties it a minute 50 into the second, but a few minutes after that, it's Logan Cooley, another of their young guys, with his 20th of the year that makes it a 2-1 game. We head to the third that way, and Darnell Nurse ties it just a minute and 12 seconds, and no more goals in the third, and we head to OT where it's Matias Maccelli who is the overtime hero, assisted by Doan and Kesselring. The goalies for this game, Karel Vejmelka was phenomenal, 38 of 40 for a .950 save percentage. Calvin Pickard was also pretty good, 25 of 28, but just not quite good enough to get the job done here. Edmonton outshot and outplayed Arizona, but Arizona hangs on and gets it done 3-2 in overtime over the Oilers. The Ducks hosting the Calgary Flames, a game that doesn't really mean too much for either of these teams, but means a lot for Jakob Silfverberg. This is his final home game of his career, so an emotional one for him for sure. Unfortunately, the Ducks are not able to get it done for him. Mangiapane and Kadri scoring in the first, Kuzmenko and Zari in the second. They do make it a 1-goal game in the third. Colangelo, Vetrano, and Zellweger all scoring in the first 7 minutes to bring it within 1, but Kuzmenko scores twice in the third to complete his hat-trick effort, and it's a 6-3 win for the Flames. A nice little touch from the staff here at Honda Center, giving Jakob Silfverberg the first star. Again, his final home game of his career. The last 2 games here for the Ducks are on the road, so a nice send-off for him. Kind of weird to see his career ending relatively young here, but for the Flames, it's a solid game. Kadri 1-2, Kuzmenko 3 goals, of course, on the night. Dustin Wolf 19 of 22 and .864, wasn't great, but made the saves he needed to. And John Gibson, of course, kind of a rough night, 21 of 27 for a .778 save percentage in the losing effort. It's a 6-3 final here in favor of Calgary. Fifth and final game of the night here, the Golden Knights taking on the Minnesota Wild. It's a win and you're in situation for Vegas with the loss for St. Louis, and they were hungry to start this game. Roy Dorofeyev and Jack Eichel all scoring in the first 8.5 minutes of the game. It is 3-0 early, and it is not a good start for Marc-Andre Fleury. He stays in the game the entire night, though, because I'm going to try to pronounce this right, but I'm not going to. Kuznetsov, first career NHL goal. Congratulations. Sorry for butchering your name. 3-1 here, still in favor of Vegas. Jonathan Marchessault's 42nd of the year makes it 4-1 headed into the third, where Tomas Hertl gets his first as a member of the Vegas Golden Knights. Ryan Hartman makes it a 5-2 game, but then Carlson and Kolesar both score in the latter half of the third, and it is a 7-2 final for Vegas. They only outshoot Minnesota by 3. 30-37 are the shots. Not a good night for Fleury, but not really a lot of help on most of these goals. He goes 23 of 30 for a 767. Yikes. Logan Thompson, very solid, 25 of 27 for a 926. An absolute statement win for Vegas. They're looking to catch up to LA, but they are at the very least confirmed in the playoffs. All the Western teams are set as of last night. So good for Vegas. A tough night for Fleury and for the Wild, but you kind of have these once in a while. Their season's been done for a bit now, so unfortunate for them. A great night for Vegas. 7-2 is the final, and that's it for NHL regular season recap, night 177. We have a banger of a game today, just to run through some of the big ones. Islanders, Rangers, huge. Jets, Avalanche, first round preview most likely, huge. Devils, Flyers, Flyers looking to stay alive. Lightning, Caps, Caps looking to stay alive. Red Wings, Leafs, the Leafs looking to knock out the Red Wings. The Penguins and the Bruins, that's another massive one, and then some more playoff games later here in the evening. The Canucks taking on the Oilers, two teams that will not be seeing each other in the first round, but should be a very, very good game. So hopefully you guys are ready for all that, and just to throw it in the mix too, we have the national championship between BC and Denver. So it's a great day if you're a hockey fan. Hopefully you guys are locked in and ready to roll. We will talk to you guys later.